The committees for Monday, May 1st. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario.
Here.
Nasty.
Here.
Reyes.
Here.
Co-chairs Hunley.
Here.
Kuzmi.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here. Item number 2 is consideration to approve the minutes of the April 17th, 2023 combined meeting of the committees. Is there a motion?
Make the motion. Second.
Thank you. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Minutes are approved. Item number 3 is audience input regarding agenda items before the committee. We have none. Item number 4 is discussion of accounts payable. Earlier this evening, we reviewed the following directives. Directive number 23-75 in the amount of $986,350.57. Directive 23-76 in the amount of $4,558.10. Directive number 23-77 in the amount of $449,603.09. The gross payroll for April was $2,688,019.88. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is consideration of a resolution approving an administrative services agreement with International City Management Association Retirement Corporation, doing business as Mission Square Retirement.
Make the motion.
Second. Thank you. Bill.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Some exciting news tonight. We're going to enter into an agreement with your favorable approval, of course, that being with Mission Square. And we have tonight with us Justin Paisolini with the 457 Consulting Group. What it is we were able to incorporate 457 Consulting Group with Mission Square. This would be a 5-year contract if approved tonight. And what it will do is it will save our employees that invest money into a 457 or a Roth fees and their funding fees that are associated with what they put their money into. So it's pretty exciting. There's a huge savings for the employees moving forward that will be compounded over the years. And Justin's here too if you have any questions, or Justin, if you'd like to come on up, would that be okay, Madam Chair?
Yeah, feel free to.
Hi, thank you all for having me here. My name is Justin Paisolini, and I'm the president of the 457 Consulting Group. A couple of months ago, I was hired by the Village of Addison to review the 457 plan, and after the review, it was determined that we wanted to take out the plan for an RFP to see what the pricing would be from all the other providers in the area. And after receiving the RFP, we decided that we wanted to select the incumbent provider, Mission Square, who already services the plan. We did some more negotiations with them, and because of the work we did, we were able to reduce the fees by around $83,000 per year for the employees of the Village of Addison. Our firm, and that's net of the costs involved with our firm, and our firm is going to be involved in the plan as a co-fiduciary moving forward, reviewing the funds, making sure that they're performing up to par, and also providing some educational services for the participants. Any questions?
I have none. Any questions from the committee? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a great opportunity for the employees to save some fees. I have all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Item number 6 is consideration to approve a payment to Consolidated Flooring of Addison, Illinois, in the amount of $31,408.46 for carpet installation services in the boardroom, child's room, and southwest first floor hallway of the Village Hall. Funding in account number 100.1060-4180.
Make the motion. Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Up for your consideration is to award payment to Consolidated Flooring of Addison for all of the carpet installations that was affected by the sprinkler head bursting on Christmas Eve this year. The above contract is issued application for payment in the amount of $31,408.46. We've received their certified payroll. We've inspected all the work. It is up to par. So therefore, we're asking for your approval to award payment to Consolidated Flooring of Addison in the amount of $31,408.46.
It looks very nice. I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Item number 7 is consideration to accept the proposal for a one-year contract extension of bid number 22-4-3 for traffic and regulatory signs from Osborne Associates, Inc. of Logan, Ohio, in the not-to-exceed amount of $40,000. Funding in account number 100.2520-4206.
Make the motion.
You, Sean.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're asking for the consideration to accept the proposal for a one-year contract extension for the traffic signs. This will be the first extension of 2 from their original contract. They are asking for a 3% increase in pricing on all the signs due to the cost of plastic going up. Even with the 3% increase, this is still below the next bidder from the original bid. So we are respectfully requesting your concurrence to approve based on the unit price provided. Thank you.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, consideration of payment number 1 to Morrow Sewer Construction of Des Plaines, Illinois, for the Winthrop Park Avenue Water Main Replacement Project in the amount of $522,454.28. Bid number 22-9-1, funding in account number 500.5010-4503.
Make the motion.
Thank you. John?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're considering the payment of Morrow Sewer and Construction. This is our annual water main project. This did take place on Winthrop and Park Avenue. Work since then has been completed. We checked all their numbers and they concurred with all of our numbers. We're very happy with Morrow's work and therefore we're requesting for the first payment.
Very good. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9 is consideration of a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Addison and the Village of Westmont for police and fire department dispatch services.
Make the motion.
Bill?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is a 2-year agreement with the City of Westmont for police and fire dispatch services. They're very satisfied with the service at ACDC and want to renew for another 2 years.
That's great.
It's great.
Good news. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10 is consideration of payout request number 4 in the amount of $22,302.96 to Thomas Engineering Group for design engineering services for the Michael Lane Water Main Replacement and Resurfacing Project. Funding in account number 500.5010-4503.
Make the motion.
Thank you. Mike?
Thank you, Madam Chair. As you know, Thomas Engineering Group is our engineering consultant that's been providing design engineering services for the Michael Lane Water Main Replacement and Street Resurfacing Project. Thomas submitted their 4th payout request totaling $22,302.96. Staff's reviewed this request. We found it to be acceptable. The good news, this is actually the 4th payout request. We are anticipating 1 more payout request, total of 5. And then work starting later this year. So we're kind of nearing completion on the design work. So tonight we're requesting your approval of this 4th payout request of Thomas Engineering Group in the amount of $22,302.96.
Very good. And you said the work would start right after?
A little bit later this year, yeah, we'll have to go through the bidding process and
Great.
get a contractor on board first.
Any questions from the committee? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
We'll move to the Building Zoning Development Committee item. Item number 11 is consideration of an ordinance approving a plat of easement for 217 West Bay Avenue. Is there a motion?
Make the motion.
Motion. Second. On discussion. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In December of 2020, the village approved variations to allow for the construction of a parking lot at 217 West Fay Avenue. As part of the development, a detention basin was required for stormwater management purposes. The proposed ordinance and plat of easement gives the village access to the site for maintenance purposes should the owner fail to do so. The plat of easements reviewed by our staff, we found it to be acceptable. Provided there's no questions from the committee tonight, staff's requesting your approval as well as the waiver of second reading.
I have no questions. Questions from the committee? Hearing none, then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
And moving on to the Public Health, Safety, and Judicial Committee items. Item number 12, consideration of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 11 of the Village Code regarding abandoned, hazardous, or unlawful vehicles.
Make the motion.
Second.
Bill?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're looking to amend this ordinance to allow a little broader spectrum for police towing. So as you know right now, police can tow in a number of different situations. So if the person is DUI, if their driving privileges are revoked, if it's a hazardous abandon, things like that, we already tow vehicles. But as you're aware and you've probably heard, there are a number of occasions now when it becomes popular for street takeovers. And when these vehicles are used in street takeovers, they're occupying intersections, they're causing damage to the streets, a lot of times to other vehicles, and causing injuries at times. And we don't have an ordinance right now that would allow us to tow them for criminal charges. So as it would be related to misdemeanor and felony charges, we are asking to broaden this ordinance a little bit so that it will allow us the authority to tow these vehicles during times of street takeovers and criminal activity. Of course, it would follow the impoundment process that we have right now. It's a $500 impoundment fee. And then, of course, if the owner of the vehicle wants to appeal the impoundment and the towing, they may do so. There is a process in the village for administrative review.
Okay, I do not have any questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 13, consideration of a resolution approving a First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Addison for the interoperable emergency dispatch radio system.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you,
Bill?
Madam Chair. So it's been about 10 years since ETSB purchased a new radio system countywide for public safety. That's both police and fire. And with that, there were always adjustments. And ETSB allows, or they purchase radios for sworn personnel. So sworn police officers, firefighters, things like that. They do not purchase radios for non-sworn personnel. So if the CSOs, the community service officers, want a radio, or if we're going to put a radio in records so they can monitor the channel, things like that, the Village of Addison has to pay for and purchase those radios. So we did. And that agreement, that original IGA, was signed and approved by this village board with the ETSB. Since then, there was another review with the finance department and the village manager. We've reduced the number of radios that we are purchasing. So actually, this is a good thing tonight. We want to return $24,000 to the village treasury because we're reducing the overall number of radios we're purchasing. So all this is to approve the First Amendment of the original agreement.
Can't argue with the credit.
Absolutely,
I have
I
no
agree.
I have no other questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Bill. And item number 14, audience participation. It looks like we do not have any. Item number 15, executive session is not needed. Item number 16, other business at the discretion of the chairman. Nothing.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the regular village board meeting for Monday, May 1st to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario.
Here.
Hundley.
Here.
Kluzny.
Here.
Nasty.
Here.
O'Brien.
Here.
Reyes.
Here.
And Mayor Veenstra.
Here. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This evening, the invocation is going to be given by Youth Pastor Gamar Kapul of Messiah Baptist.
Good evening, everyone. Let's ask for God's blessing. Father, always give you praise and honor first for being you, for being amazing, for giving us the breath of life. We ask for your blessing over this meeting today. We ask for unity, for teamwork, God, and that every single decision that is made will bring you glory, honor, and will bring progression toward Addison. We love you. Pray this in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Something just got noisy.
Yeah. Okay, item number 4 is the approval of the minutes of the April 17th, 2023 regular village board meeting. Is there a motion? So moved. Second. Motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The regular village board meetings minutes are approved. Also, we need an approval for the minutes of the April 17th public hearing. Take the motion. Second. Motion and second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The minutes stand approved. Item 5, proclamations, appointments, and presentations. We have a proclamation declaring April 30th through May 6th Professional Municipal Clerks Week in the Village of Addison.
This is a proclamation declaring April 30th through May 6th, 2023 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides a professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. Now, therefore, Rich Veenstra, Mayor, does hereby proclaim the week of April 30th through May 6, 2023 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extends appreciation to our municipal clerk, Lucille Zuccaro, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent.
You know, we're extremely fortunate to have Ms. Zuccaro as our clerk for 30 years now, a little over 30 years. Lucille has gone over and above. She is a standard for clerks in the state of Illinois. Her accomplishments and her involvement has been remarkable. And well, I want to thank you for that. And congratulations on
Thank you. You just pass it.
clerk week.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the mayor and the board of trustees for this recognition. I love the job that I do, and I love working for the people of the village of Addison. And again, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is audience input regarding agenda items before the board. There being none, item 7 is the consent agenda. 7A is approval of accounts payable.
Earlier this evening, the committee recommended approval of the following directives. Directive number 23-75 in the amount of $986,350.57. Directive 23-76 in the amount of $404,558.10. Directive number 23-77 in the amount of $449,603.09. And the total gross payroll for April was $2,688,019.88.
Thank you. 7B is approval of a payment to Consolidated Floor of Addison in the amount of $31,408.46 for carpet installation services in the boardroom, child's room, and southwest first floor hallway of the Village Hall. 7C is approval of the proposal for a one-year contract extension of bid 22-4-3 for traffic and regulatory signs from Osborne Associates Incorporated of Logan, Ohio, in a not to exceed amount of $40,000. 7D is approval of payment number 1 to Mauro Sewer Construction of Des Plaines, Illinois, for the Winthrop Park Avenue Water Main Replacement Project in the amount of $522,454.28. And 7E is approval of payout request number 4 in the amount of $22,302.96 to Thomas Engineering for design engineering services for the Michael Lane Water Replacement and Resurfacing Project. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Klusny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The consent agenda is approved. Item 8, ordinances and resolutions. 8A is the second reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding suspension and revocation of licenses and fines against licenses.
At our meeting on April 17th, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding suspension and revocation of licenses and fines against licensees. The committee recommended approval, and first reading was given at the April 17th Village Board meeting. Second reading is requested.
This is second reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding suspension and revocation of licenses and fines against licensees.
Motion to adopt the ordinance?
Motion.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Klusny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. 8B is the second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 13 of the Village Code to prohibit the transfer or sale of Delta-8 tetrahydrocannabinol.
At our meeting on April 17th, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends Chapter 13 of the Village Code to prohibit the transfer or sale of Delta-8
THC.
here last week, THC. The committee recommended approval, and first reading was given at the April 17th Village Board meeting. Second reading is requested.
This is second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 13 of the Village Code to prohibit the transfer or sale of Delta-8 THC.
Make the motion.
Motion to adopt the ordinance?
And a second. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Klusny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. 8C is the second reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 27 of the Village Code regarding signs.
At their meeting on April 17th, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends certain provisions of Chapter 27 of the Village Code regarding signs. The committee recommended approval, and first reading was given at the April 17th Village Board meeting. Second reading is requested.
This is second reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 27 of the Village Code regarding signs.
Motion to approve the ordinance.
Second. Motion and second to approve the ordinance. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Klusny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. 8D is the first reading of an ordinance approving a plan of easement for 217 West Fay Avenue.
At the reading earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which approves a plat of easement for 217 West Bay Avenue. The committee recommended approval, and first reading is requested, but staff has also requested a waiver of second reading.
This is first reading of an ordinance approving a plat of easement for 217 West Fay Avenue.
Motion to waive second reading.
Second.
Motion and second to waive second reading. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
Motion to approve the ordinance.
Second. Motion and second to approve the ordinance. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. 80 is the first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 11 of the Village Code regarding abandoned, hazardous, or unlawful vehicles.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends certain provisions of Chapter 11 of the Village Code regarding abandoned, hazardous, or unlawful vehicles. The committee recommended approval, and first reading is requested.
This is first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 11 of the Village Code regarding abandoned, hazardous, or unlawful vehicles.
First reading?
First reading only. 8F is the consideration of a resolution approving a First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Addison for the interoperable emergency dispatch radio system.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves a First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Addison for the interoperable emergency dispatch radio system. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving a First Amendment to the intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Addison for the interoperable emergency dispatch radio system.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Second. Motion and second to approve the resolution. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. 8G is consideration of a resolution approving an administrative services agreement with the International City Management Association Retirement Corporation, doing business as Mission Square Retirement.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves an administrative services agreement with International City Management Association Retirement Corporation, doing business as Mission Square Retirement. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving an administrative services agreement with International City Management Association Retirement Corporation, doing business as Mission Square Retirement.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt the resolution. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien, and
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. 8H is consideration of a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Addison and the Village of Westmont for police and fire department dispatch services.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Addison and the Village of Westmont for police and fire department dispatch services. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Addison and the Village of Westmont for police and fire department dispatch services.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
and Reyes.
Yes.
The resolution stands approved. Item 9, Mayor's Report. I have a request for approval of a raffle permit for the Bloomingdale Roselle Rotary Club for an event at Medina Shriners on September 15th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The request is approved. Also, I just want to welcome Maria to the village board. And, so, very good, thanks. That moves us to officer reports, village attorney.
I have nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Village manager,
No report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
village clerk.
I have a few things this evening, as usual. Electronics, textiles, books, and paper recycling event. This Saturday, May 6th, from 8 a.m. until noon at Addison Township Highway Department, which is at 411 West Potter Avenue. in Wooddale. So electronics, that's not always an easy one to do. So electronics, textile, books, and paper recycling. Next, we have a community blood drive on Sunday, May 7th, from 8:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at the St. Paul Lutheran Church. Appointments are encouraged but not necessary. If you'd like to make an appointment, please call 630-628-1959. And then Memorial Day. Believe it or not, it's not going to snow anymore, so we will be able to have a Memorial Day event on May 29th. There is the free pancake breakfast that begins at 8 a.m. at Indian Trail Junior High, sponsored by the Knights of Columbus. The Historical Museum will be open from 9 a.m. until 11. And then march to the St. Paul Cemetery at 9:30 a.m. Then the VFW Auxiliary Flag Posting Ceremony at St. Paul Cemetery at 10 a.m. And then Memorial Day ceremony will begin at 11 a.m. in the Village Green. And if it rains, it'll be in the Rotunda. And that's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. 11, commission and board reports. We have none this evening. 12, executive session. We need none. 13 is audience participation. There is none.
Any, are you gentlemen here to say something this evening?
Well, that's audience participation.
Come to the podium, please, so we can hear you.
We live behind that Fairbanks building that they just put up. Now they're coming down with the fence.
Would you please address the chair?
First of all, whoever's going to speak, would you just please tell us what your name is so we know who you are?
My name is Sal Contravas. I've been living in Addison since 1989. I worked for the post office for 30 years. I recently retired. So I've been around here for a long time, as like you. But Ray Graham, they knocked down the building. I'm not sure if you know it, but we live right behind it. There's about maybe 8 or 10 houses. Just like an L. And there's a fence around it. Well, when they were building this, they says, does anybody have any questions about how we're going to build this and how it's going to be and what's it going to look like and what we're going to put here? So we had a meeting. So one of the houses that lived there had a meeting by their house in the backyard. And the representatives from the building came and talked to us. And if we had any questions, what was it going to look like? They're going to put a retention pond. How big was it going to be? How long it's going to take? What are they going to do? So our thing was, there's a wrought iron fence. There's a metal fence that goes all the way around it. Well, chain link fence that goes all the way around it. So we says, are you going to keep the fence? Oh yeah, we're going to keep the fence. First they said they were going to knock it down. We said, no, we want a fence up there. We don't want anyone coming through there, people coming through, I got grandkids, they're going to go down there in the water. They're going to, in the wintertime, they want to take their toboggan, there's ice, this is, for safety. And just for what it looks like, we want the fence to stay there. They says, okay. Well, today we look and they're taking down the fence. They're getting ready to take down the fence. So I talked to the man that was there. He says, yeah, we're taking down the fence. I go, wait a minute. They said they're not taking it down. And they assured us they weren't going to take it down. So what changed? Since they got the building up, now they can make their own rules. We want to know.
Mike wasn't part of the original agreement they were supposed to provide?
No, it was a landscape berm that was proposed. So the fence was going to come down and they were putting a landscape berm up. Now, you guys met with the contractors on site?
Yes, and they said they were not going to take down the fence. So they lied to us.
Mr. Mayor, I believe I spoke with a resident, I forget his name, I think it was first name of John, and I spoke with the Meisner Group, and there was an issue over landscaping, and so we came together and you had an issue of what trees might be there and whatnot, and from a landscaping perspective, I thought there was some good headway that was made, that there was agreed upon what was going to go on. In order for the fence, we can obviously reach out to the Meisner Group, see what's going on, try to facilitate another meeting, but just so it is clear, is for landscaping only, there was no fence in that agreement.
Let's see if we could.
We can do that for sure.
Work on that.
If I can meet with you all afterwards, I can get your information, we can work together.
There's kids that live there, you know, young kids.
And also that the back end of the lake, they put a retention pond there. It's really steep. And if the kid goes down there, he's gonna fall right in the water. They made it way too steep over there. And the fence
Yeah, there's got to
prevents
be a
people from
fence.
going over
There
there.
has to be a fence there.
And it stops people from cutting across. And some of that fence might be on our property. So we'd like to have it all surveyed and stuff.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, before you leave, could you give your names to the clerk?
If you don't mind, is the sheet in the back of the room there at that long table? Please sign in with your name and your address so we can be in contact with you. Okay?
And you want to take one, number 2?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 4.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.